Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name's Lateef, and if you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and switch on your notifications. So, quick one from me. And by the way, I've seen a lot of comments saying that like your YouTuber should always have a plant. So here you go. So today I am going to talk to you about essentially like skincare for beginners and the three main products which you should be using. So I think a lot of people, when they think about skincare, it's quite daunting when really it's only three basic products that you need to get started. So I'm going to essentially talk about those. I have no intention to show you guys any particular product. I think it's best that based on this information, you start to make decisions for yourself and be proactive with your research. So that being said, let's just jump straight into it. So the first product is a cleanser. Now, I hope everyone actually does already use a cleanser, but at a high level, a cleanser is there to essentially clean your skin of all the dirt that we, face on a day-to-day, makeup, sunscreen, bacteria, pollution, and obviously the buildup of oil and sebum from our face. Um, Again, it's really not a no-brainer, and essentially this kind of makes your face feel obviously much better, much cleaner, and it gives way to that shine in your skin if you have any, and that's if your skin barrier is not compromised. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, it gives way to that shine. Now, most people, like I said, I hope kind of use a cleanser, but there are actually a multitude of cleansers out there, and the best thing that you can do is ensure that the cleanser that you pick is actually well suited to your skin. Um, with cleansers, it's not a case of like every cleanser works for everyone, right? So I think traditionally most people have kind of evolved from like bar soaps. I use a bar soap occasionally, and I think traditionally that's what most people used until you started to get like these liquid forms. Bar soaps tend to be cheaper, and depending on where you are in the world, they probably still can be the norm. Um, the reason bar soaps are somewhat okay, it really depends on its formulation, but generally speaking, they can actually be far too drying. And this is because most bar soaps have triclosan, which is extremely drying to the skin. So obviously that's an ingredient to kind of watch out for. But generally speaking, some bar soaps are pretty okay. In terms like of your, I guess, more modern cleansers, which loads of people use, you tend to have a lot of water or gel based cleanser, and they kind of the foam, and like you put it with water and then it becomes foamy, and those tend to be good for a majority of skin types. Again, it depends on the information and the ingredients that are in it. Like really, when buying your cleanser, you really want to kind of look at what skin type they say it's okay for, or if they say it's for all skin types. But generally speaking, those types of cleansers tend to be good for people with oily to normal skin tones combination as well. And then you have your kind of non-foaming cream cleansers. So similar to, I guess, the Fenty one, which I spoke about in my last video. These kind of feels like they kind of feel like you're rubbing a lotion into your face. Very soft, and these are amazing for people that have dry skin because again, they just nourish your skin. They lather up, there's no foam, and it's really like just continuously rubbing cream into your face until you wash it off. Aside from that, there are other ways to kind of, cleanse your face. So like a lot of people that wear makeup utilize like micellar water, and this obviously has surfactants in it which allow you to clean your face. Some people use oil cleansers as well as part of double cleansing, and the idea behind that is oil dissolves oil. So you're literally just using, oil to kind of break up the oil on your first cleanse, and then you go in with either a water or gel based cleanser on your or cream cleanser on your second one to kind of get rid of all of the dirt. So really that's what your cleanser does. So like at a high level, you should really be using your cleanser both in the AM and PM. A lot of people forget the PM simply because they feel like, oh, like I just want to go to sleep. But really, if you think about all the pollution, sunscreen, makeup, and dirt that's on your face, you really want to clean your face before you go to sleep. This, of course, helps prevent blemishes and breakouts. Additionally to that, like I said, you really want to make sure that the cleanser that you get is best well suited to your skin. Just don't buy what one of your friends tells you that they used. What else is there? You also want to make sure that when you are applying your cleanser, you don't put it directly onto your face, because again, that could cause irritation as well as some friction. You really want to kind of put onto your hand and lather it up, then apply onto your face as well. And oh, actually, lastly, and this is something that a lot of people do, is that people think like washing your face with hot water makes it cleaner. Actually, that could lead to dryness, and it's not actually really that good. Similarly, washing your face with cold water is not any better, because like imagine washing an oily pan with cold water. It doesn't really get you anywhere. You really want to kind of try and get the middle, right? So like a nice warm temperature. So that's cleansers. So moisturizers. Moisturizers are probably the second thing that you want to include in your routine. So similar to cleansers, you really should try and find a moisturizer that is great for you and works well with your skin type. Additionally, there are certain moisturizers that have more benefits. So for example, you may find a moisturizer that has niacinamide in it. And again, of course, the additional benefit there is that it helps brighten your skin. So I guess the term moisturizers is somewhat misleading, because it actually refers to three categories of ingredients, which are kind of folded up into one. So you have humectants, occlusives, and emollients. Now, humectants essentially hydrate the skin. So think about your aloe vera, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, lactic acid, and they are really good for hydrating the skin. Now, it does this in three ways. One, by the product itself, bringing water into the skin. Two, from these products actually helping draw water from your dermis, which refers to the lower levels of your skin, to your epidermis, the top low levels of your skin. And thirdly, dependent, and this is very like circumstantial, depends on the climate, depending on the humidity, it can actually draw water from the air into your skin. So that is the purpose of a humectant. Second is an occlusive. So an occlusive is, think about your oils, your shea butter, your cocoa butter, and essentially these do not, hydrate your skin. They lock in moisture. So they do not moisturize your skin, they lock in moisture. And it's very important to remember that. Otherwise, a lot of you guys are just slapping on the shea butter thinking that your skin's hydrated, and that's not necessarily the case. So with occlusives, they essentially, provide a kind of like film barrier like over your skin, and they lock in that hydration and ensure that your skin, there's water retention, it still looks plump throughout the day. And then you have emollients, and really at a high level, this is just really to keep your skin looking soft. So again, when you think about moisturizers, three important things to take away from this is that it hydrates, protects, and keeps your skin feeling smooth. Now, depending on the moisturizer you're going for, most moisturizers tend to be a combination of the three. Certainly, occlusive and emollients. And in most cases, you will get, like I said, a combination of the three. But if you're using something that's completely pure, it is more often than not that it will be one or one of the two. So for example, if you are just using hyaluronic acid, for example, you're only getting hydration out of that. Whereas if you're using something like shea butter, that is an occlusive as well as it's an emollient. Right, so just bear that in mind. You really want to have a combination of all three, whether it be inside the same formulation, or if you want to use maybe a serum for hydration and then moisturizer that's an occlusive emollient to kind of lock all of that in, right? And like I said, most importantly, you want to make sure that you pick one that is well suited to your skin. And another thing to do with moisturizers is that, look, one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people that have oily skin try to stay away from moisturizers, but they are actually quite beneficial if you have oily skin, because essentially they provide your skin with the kind of nutrients and oil and stuff that it needs. And what happens when your skin, feels too dry is that it actually starts to produce excess oil to try and protect it. So one way to kind of, regulate excessive oil production is to actually use a moisturizer. And of course, on the other end of the spectrum, if you have dry skin, you really want to use a moisturizer to, keep the dryness away, stop the irritation and potential redness as well. So bear that in mind. Last product, and I talk about this all the time, so you guys should be ready for it, is sunscreen. Sunscreen is extremely important. I have multiple videos about sunscreen and its benefits, but at a high level, you really want to be using sunscreen for two reasons. One, for the UVB, so this is the ultraviolet B rays, and secondly, for the, UVA. And this essentially refers to, well, the ultraviolet A rays. But together, this is essentially like helping prevent burning and anti-aging. Now, of course, the burning one's a bit obvious. So when you're, it's really hot temperature, you're out in the sun, you want to make sure that you don't blister up. Of course, if you're black like me, that is probably, unlikely. But then you also want to look at the UVA element, which is the kind of anti-aging. So again, no one wants to look old before their time and no one wants to burn. Aside from that, especially with SPF as well, is that especially if you're black, sometimes it protects you from unnecessary sun exposure, which can result in a wide range of problems. So for example, hyperpigmentation, in the form of like, worsen your melasma or even your dark spots as well. So just kind of bear that in mind. And obviously the sun, fine lines, wrinkles. So you just really want to kind of protect yourself from those kind of aging aspects of that as well. So really, those are like your three main products. I think when people hear about skincare, it could be really daunting, but really you should really start off there and then again, start to build based on what you need. I think it's completely unnecessary to see a video and be like, oh my God, I'm going to get 1 to 500 things. Like really just start off with the three basic products and then start to learn your skin and understand exactly what it is that you need. So yeah, look, I really hope you found that useful. I haven't recommended any products here. Because again, like I said, it's really up to you and your skin type. Please, of course, feel free to check out my other videos and see if there are products there that you like on my Instagram or my Twitter, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do make sure to subscribe, switch on your notifications, drop a comment, share where possible, and all the best on your skin journey. Bye, guys. Deadass didn't even want to do that.